Good afternoon. Appreciate you joining us today. And, it's an exciting day. Obviously, we're starting camp tomorrow. It's one of those things where there's a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of thought put into it. It's now you're like down to the last couple hours here, so there's much anticipation. Myself and our coaching staff has been in meetings all morning, just going through the last details, making sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and ready to get started. So it's been great. Our guys had a great summer, tremendous summer. Rick Ford, our strength coach, and his staff do an unbelievable job with our guys, and just to see their development and how far they've come has been really, really good. We gave them a couple days off here. They were in school until Friday of last week. I thought it was important to give our guys a couple days off to kind of just get away for a little bit. So they have not been. They've been told to get out of the building over the weekend and Monday as well as today. Now there's some guys coming around today that are here and starting to move in, and so we'll get in the dorms tomorrow morning and start with practice tomorrow and keep it rolling. So it's great. We're excited, and obviously with I'm sure some of you saw online the video from us going to Nicole for the first time last week. It was pretty cool. It was a neat thing to be a part of, and there's been a lot of talk about that building for a long time. To finally get in there and actually have a workout, so soon we'll be able to use it to practice and everything else. It was just the best part of me was seeing the look on our players' faces when they walked in there. It was awesome. So that will certainly be something that's already helped us a bunch in recruiting. We'll continue to do that as well as it'll help us with our team and our development, the day-to-day operations of our program. So.
Trip Talk is brought to you by Viner Consulting.
We are thrilled about that. And with that, I'll open up for any questions.
Thank you. You're Coach. What's the latest and greatest on the quarterback position? How's Caleb's health? What do you expect this week? How do you handle that?
Well, since we haven't had a practice yet, the quarterback position is still the same as it was when it finished spring. No one's made a move yet. There's no practice. Caleb is healthy, running, doing everything. So I get a percentage. I say about 95%, maybe higher, almost 100 right now. He's feeling good. So he'll be competing, participating, doing everything, not held out of practice at all.
Meyer Consulting Engineers. In the past 5 years, our organization has completed over 1,300 projects in the U.S. and abroad, including many structures at the University of Maryland. For structural engineering and materials testing and inspection, call Meyer Consulting Engineers.
Yeah. The great thing about how we practice and how I view the game and how we handle things in the program is the players decide all that. So we don't, as a staff, sit there and say, we want to have this, or it's the players are going to decide. I mean, all we do is we decide the reps. We decide and build in the situations and the opportunities of practice for them to go show it. So, I mean, if one guy clearly makes himself, he is the starter. I don't know if that happens after a week, then we're going to name a starter every week. If it doesn't happen for 3 weeks, that's what we'll do. And if it's two guys that are neck and neck, we think we need to see both of them maybe play in the game, then we're going to play more than one. I mean, it's totally up to the players. They decide. It's our job, I believe, to set up your program, your practice, and what you do to give everyone an opportunity to show what they can do, and then evaluate it. So we certainly have plenty of eyes on it, and we're going to evaluate it really hard. And there's a lot that goes into that evaluation, but to me, they'll decide that. So we don't sit there and we want to have one or two, or we just want to put them in a position to go earn it, and we'll go from there.
Coach, what's the biggest difference for you a year later as you are on this day, looking to what you're looking ahead to, as opposed to last year and your vision of what you see?
There's probably a lot more knowns. There's a lot more knowns on both sides. Going to that last year, there's still, although you've been through 15 practices in the spring of your team, there's still a lot of unknowns. And I think from the player standpoint, as okay, this is our first training camp, what's this going to be like? I mean, there's probably a lot more anxiety on their part of what's to come. And, we kind of came in and just, went crazy on a lot of things to get them the urgency built up and get them understanding the level of expectation and competition that we want this program to be at. Now there's a much better understanding of that. Our guys operate at a much higher level, and there's less anxiety on their part of what's coming next. So I think, really we can focus more on, the intricacies of the scheme and the things we need to learn and really improve on and get better as a team. We're literally just trying to come together as a team, and it wasn't so much about all the football of it. We're building this thing for the long term, trying to build the right foundation. So I think a lot of those steps have been put into place, and now it's like taking the next step.
And how do the expectations change for going into this part of the season now that there's a little more of that comfort level as you go into this part of the training?
Yeah, it's natural for us to take the next step as a program. I think, there's a lot been made of we're a young team and all. Yeah, we are. I don't know, but I think we're pretty good. I think our guys are ready to take the next step. And there's a lot of guys that either in their first year of college football that played a lot of football last year. So to me, they're older, they're experienced. I know they're in their second year, but they played a lot of football. And brought in a great freshman recruiting class, and I think a lot of those guys will be able to help us. They're very talented. It's our job to get them ready. And this whole thing is a process, it's building. And I think really you got to look at we have some great leadership on our team too. We have a core group of veteran guys that if they're still here, part of this thing right now, then they're about the right things. It was really hard for a lot of guys to really make it this far, and it was intentionally that way. And so now you have a group of veterans that are fully invested in the program, that are, have been through a lot of ups and downs, coaching change, this and that, and had a lot of opportunity maybe to just tap out and say, it's not for me, I need to move on, and they didn't. And so that makes them even stronger to me if they're here. So we're going to lean on those guys for sure.
Coach, seen a lot of pictures of the guys with their shirts off, and they have some imposing physiques. What's the difference the strength and conditioning program has made for the team from when you got here to today?
You're right, mate. That's a hard one to measure. I probably can't overstate that what Coach Court and his staff do for our program. It's a full commitment from our entire program. So we from our nutrition to our weight room to how our guys sleep, and we monitor that. How many hours of sleep they're getting. There's a full. It's a 24/7 type deal, and our staff has done a good job of being all in on that. So as coaches, we really put time into. Coach Court and I put together a program and how we want to model this entire program for a 12-month period, and then have a coaching staff that's really bought into it. It's been great because those guys with your position group, you get what you emphasize, and when you make those things important in your position room, then they become important. And so it's been good. Our guys, I think, have really gained confidence that they see the change in their bodies and how they're able to move and the weight they're able to push around, and so we just that's going to carry right into the season for us.
Coach, you talked a little bit about your incoming freshman class. What sort of contributions are you expecting from this new group? And then is there a timetable as far as when you decide who to redshirt?
We expect tremendous contributions from them. I think it's pretty well documented from now that not only as a head coach last year, but as a coordinator prior to that, I have no problem playing freshmen. Done everywhere I've been. I think it's what it is. Like, some guys are ready to do it. And even if some aren't, that's not indicative of how their whole career is going to go. But you make those decisions not based on, we're not going to say, well, I think this guy can do it, but he's a freshman. No, if he can do it, we're going to get him out there and do it. And we'll make those decisions later in the year. And I think we're going full speed ahead. I want every guy in that class to prepare and believe that they're going to play and help us go win a championship. And if at some point, whatever, because of where they're at, or maybe at their position, there's depth, or whatever it might be. If that's not the case, then we'll decide that down the road. But I want them all on the same page, thinking that they're going to play now.
Obviously, you played a lot of freshmen last year. How much will that help them now in your sophomore year with having had all that experience last year playing?
Yeah, experience is a great thing. No matter what level of player, I think you can always look back. If you're a guy that played for multiple years, 3-4 years in a program, you'd always look back at when you first started playing and be like, gosh, you just see the growth, and a lot of that growth becomes as you know, a result of your experience. I think the best way to get better at football is to play football. It sounds like kind of dumb or elementary, but it's like if you really think like you can improve by working out, you can improve by watching film, there's a lot of different ways you can improve. The best way to improve is to play. So you take a whole group of guys, they played a lot of football, they're going to make those improvements, and they have that experience to fall back on going into this year. So although they're in their second year of the program, I mean, we look at those guys as guys with a tremendous amount of experience.
Coach, you guys spread offense, everybody thinks about throwing the ball. You guys have a power running game, big play potential out of your spread. Could you talk a little bit about that philosophy and what it takes to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably, like a lot of things, when you talk about the game of football, a lot of different schemes get clumped in together. So you say spread, well, there's a lot of different types of spread out there. I mean, we certainly are a spread offense. We do want to be very effective running the ball. That's what we want to do. And with that being said, a great way to be able to run the ball is to also be able to vertically pass the ball to help you open things up. And that was I think pretty clear. It's something we struggled with at times last year for a good amount of it. And so we want to improve upon that. But we have a great group of running backs, I think, with really good depth. And I think with our scheme and who we have up front blocking, we've been very effective running the ball. So we're certainly not going to, leave that as like that's our foundation. That's what we're built on. We want to be able to run the ball on offense and stop the run on defense. I think that's where it all starts at the line of scrimmage. And but we certainly take the next step as a program, as an offense. We've got to evolve and be able to effectively throw the ball down the field.
Scott and Don.
I know competition and building depth is something we talked about a lot last season. Heading into year 2, where do you see the overall depth of this team, and what do you need to do to continue to improve that as the season's going on?
That's an ever-evolving thing. I think with you take a football roster, you have 105 guys report to camp. So whatever range, here's your top, here's your bottom. You've got to continue to develop and recruit and compete at practice, because you want that top to keep going higher and higher and raise the bar. So that's either bringing in guys that are really talented that can raise that bar right away, or guys that are there that you're developing and helping, and they're competing and making it better. But you got to improve the bottom of your roster too, because football, it's a physical sport. Injuries are just part of it, and so to make it through the whole season, to go through the whole Big Ten schedule, your depth at some point, and you never know what position. You don't know. You'd love to be able to say where it's going to happen. You don't know. At some point, you're going to rely on your depth to help you through some games and continue to win and be successful. So it's a process. I mean, you can't. It's 105 guys. That's you got to get a couple years into it to say that we got to kind of line up exactly the way we want it. Even then, sometimes because of injuries you've had, you may not be exactly what you want either. So it's a process. We're certainly much further ahead now than what we were 12 months ago this time, and we got to keep moving in that direction. It's a daily process.
In terms of what Jesse showed last year, do you feel that he has the potential to be really a dominant player? And what has Jimmy Thornwell meant to him in terms of what he did within the spring?
Yes, I think Jesse can and should be and will be a dominant player. I think you look back at last year, he really was a part-time player for us, and I think he would tell you the snaps that he had. There's a lot he'd like to have back and can do differently, and still finish whatever 9 sat, was a productive player, and so we expect big things from him. He's had a tremendous offseason in spring, and he put together the best couple months of his life in terms of his focus and training. And I think Jimmy's a big part of it. Jimmy's a really, really talented defensive line coach, and I think Jesse's really gravitated to him and seen how he can help him, and just some fundamentals and techniques that he brought with him. So, yeah, we need Jesse to be really good. We need to improve our pass rush on defense, and he can certainly help us do that.
Keith, and then one more. Coach, is there any update on Shane? And are there any other players who for injury or other?
Yeah, so Shane will be with us as we start camp tomorrow. There's still, like I said, and I'm not saying that to just like be gray and not answer it. There's a lot of things day to day with Shane that I'm just really want to hold him accountable. Shane is, obviously a guy that we know can help us. He's talented, and he's a guy we certainly care about. I care about personally, and I'm trying to help Shane for not just his football career, but for his life. And so it's a matter of accountability every day. So he's with us to start our 105 tomorrow. As we move into the season, I certainly anticipate, plan, and hope that he is still with us. But there's some things that still have to happen and get done between now and then. And so that's that. I think as we start, as you guys know, Namdi injured his knee in the spring, so I mean he won't be practicing or anything as we start camp. He's coming off a knee surgery, and then B.M. Miller is a freshman signing, hurt his knee in an all-star game. So I mean, he's with us, he'll be here, but he won't be practicing as we start camp. He's still recovering from a knee surgery. And that's it. We talk about Caleb will be out there doing everything. And that's it. We're ready to go.
Last question, Dave. Coach, about the quarterback situation, would you mind going over the attributes of some of the main guys? And is it important that you get someone that can run, or are you looking for pro-style drop back, or whoever's the best, you'll have the offense adhere to that?
Just the best guy. I guess the best chance to win. The guy that's the best leader, that makes the best decisions, that just gives us the best chance to win. We can, the way our offense is structured, and we can, if we have a guy that can run and throw, that's great. That helps. If it's a more of a pocket type passer, that's fine. We'll structure it that way too. And I mean, we can. There's a lot of different ways we can do it. To me, it's less about those attributes. If you look at, so the good news is you look at all the guys we have in the quarterback position, 4 guys competing for it. You went out and watched them all throw, watch them run. You say, okay, those guys are all, man, I'd love to have any one of them be Division I quarterbacks. So that's the good news. And now it becomes who's making the best decisions, who runs the offense the best. Just all the little details of the position, I think, are far greater. You go back and look at all the great quarterbacks, and they've come all different shapes and sizes, right? And arm strength and everything else. To me, it's the guys that are best leaders and make the best decisions. Just have that it factor about them. So that's our job.
Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing